We're getting new insight into what has and hasn't changed in regards to the ongoing ICE operation in Minnesota. Last week, we saw a big shift in leadership and tone between federal, state, and local officials, but it's been hard to know what has really been happening on the ground. Today, I talked to our State Department of Corrections, which has spent the past several weeks trying to correct the record about their cooperation here. And it is clear frustrations remain.
We met with Mr. Holman, and then we have met with some of his team, just trying to establish and get a clear sense of direction and goal.
Paul Schnell, Commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Corrections, says he still has serious questions about one of the biggest stated goals of ICE, removing the worst of the worst. Homeland Security's own database lists 486 so-called worst of the worst detained in Minnesota. The DOC's own fact checkers have now reviewed more than 320 of them. He says 68 were handed directly to ICE from state custody, and some were never in the state system.
We have some of these people who simply don't have criminal history. And it does not make sense that they would fall on this worst of the worst list. And that's the part that becomes confusing and I think troubling for many Minnesotans.
Despite a lack of answers from Homeland Security, Schnell says the DOC continues to cooperate. He says they now have notified Homeland Security of 380 non-citizens in state custody, yet he says only 270 are subject to detainers.
Meaning that there are 110 people who are non-U.S. citizens that we've notified ICE about, but they have not yet lodged a detainer.
If they do, he says DOC will turn over inmates as they always have after they complete their sentence. But in an ex post about how to end the chaos last week, the White House demanded they turn over all incarcerated or active warrant criminal illegal aliens for immediate deportation.
Have you been asked specifically to turn over people who are currently serving their sentences?
So there was a conversation at one point in time, is that something we would consider or look at? Do we have the legal authority to do that? And the answer to that is we simply do not. Even the federal government, I'm told, does not release people from the Federal Bureau of Prisons who have committed violent crimes for deportation purposes. So I don't know exactly where this is coming from.
But he says he does know that it's already generated pushback from the family of a victim.
They wrote to me, the governor, the attorney general, and a variety of other officials wanting to make sure that the person responsible for their loved one's death was not released. Because remember, once these people are deported, they are not subject to that sentence in whatever country they come from. So they're free.
I reached out to Homeland Security today on several of these topics, including clarification on that demand to so-called immediately deport violent criminals who may not be done serving their sentence. I did not receive a response. Meanwhile, Schnell says he has repeatedly asked to collaborate on any violent criminals that Homeland Security may be targeting next so that they can help ensure that they have accurate information ahead of time. He says that request has also gone unanswered. We'll be right back.